and thank you for joining me for day 43 of my 365 days of crafting. Today I'm going to show you how to make some really cute post earrings using buttons. These two right here I've used just regular buttons, and then these two pair right here I've covered some buttons with fabric and made them into earrings. For this project you will need some earring findings, and they're just plain posts. You can get them at the craft store. And then some backings to go with them. I'm going to use a 1/2-inch button cover kit. I have some assorted vintage buttons here. You're going to need some epoxy. I use the E6000. Some contrasting embroidery floss. Some fabric that has small print on it. And that's all you will need to make these earrings. So these button earrings are really simple. All I'm going to do is just put a little dab of epoxy in the middle of the larger button, and then I'm just going to place the smaller button on top, and then I'll do that to both of them, and then I'll let them dry completely before I attach the earring backing. So when you open your fabric covered button kit, what you will have are the tops. You will have these little bottoms, which are the button part. You will have this little tool, and this tool helps you to put the fabric onto the buttons. And the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the shank part off of the earring backing. And the easiest way to do that is to kind of push with your thumb and then bend the backing up. And make sure you don't bend the metal part. So I've got one end out, and then I'm just going to pull the other end out. And there you have your backing without the shank. So then you're going to have these two little pieces of metal sticking up. And what you're going to want to do is just press those down using your tool so they're flat. That's pretty easy to do. And just do that on both sides. And then once you get them down so they're flat, then you're ready to go ahead and make your fabric covered button. So on the back of your button cover package, there's a circle, and you'll want to go ahead and cut out. So once you get that cut out, it looks like this, and I'm going to use these little small diamonds as my buttons. So what I'm going to do is just turn it over, and I'm going to center the diamond. You can kind of turn it over and make sure it's centered. And then I'm going to draw around that and cut that out. So I've just used a regular pen to trace around that, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut that circle out. Then you want to take this little white piece here, and you want to take your fabric with the right side up, place that in there, and then you're going to put your button top, and you're going to push that in, and you're going to push all the excess fabric in there. Make sure you get it all in, and then you're going to take this little piece that we took the shank off of, and you're going to place that on top. And then you're going to take this little magic doodad here, and you're going to place that on there, and then with your thumb you're going to just press. Then you just pop your button out, and there you have your fabric covered button. And then to make that into an earring, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a small amount of epoxy, and I'm going to dab it onto the backing. Make sure it's completely covered. And then what I'm going to do is just place that in there. Make sure that you get it centered. And then let it dry completely. And then you have your cute fabric covered button earring. Then when your earrings have completely dried, you can just go ahead and put your backings on. And you can actually cut out little pieces of cardstock and put little holes in them if you want to make a cute little presentation for a gift. So I hope you've enjoyed day 43 of my 365 days of crafting, and I will see you tomorrow.